Well, it seems I'm live. I think I'm live. I could be live. If I am, it's two live crew. Technically not me. Now, today's a different show. Today's kind of it's like one of those days where, things don't really work. Things go down. Issues happen. And today that happened to Bryson. So, there was a plan. The plan didn't necessarily happen. And as a result, it's just me. Now, thankfully, while we're putting together a fund to buy Bryson a new pot to cook in, because his, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, is completely destroyed. My sister's going to join us. We're still going to make chowder. Chowderino. So, welcome to Unicorn Chef. I, as you know, am Mike Ellis, or hopefully you know. And if you don't know, I'm Mike Ellis. I'm one of the hosts and guests of the show. Been doing it for about a year now, and I've been loving it. So what I'd like you to remind you to do is please donate to your local SPCA. They need us. We need them. So, agree.
I'm having audio issues. Hang on. Can you hear me now?
Yep, can hear you perfectly fine, actually.
Sorry, there you go. I was having my headphones didn't want to work.
Okay, so you're live right now. So let's, for everybody who doesn't know, this is my sister, Trudy. Trudy agreed to come on and provide color commentary because she's kind of a jerk face. What are you drinking, True?
I'm drinking something a little different tonight. I am not drinking alcohol. I'm drinking some THC. Where's the camera?
So that's Totally Happy soda, Totally Happy Coke.
It is called M&G2 Tropical Fruit Flavor.
Okay. How many milligrams is in this?
10.
10 milligrams.
So in about 45 minutes, I'm gonna be a happy girl.
Mm-hmm. You're generally a user of illicit narcotics, anyways.
Whatever. Turn your mic volume up.
Can't hear me?
It's low. My audio volume's all the way up.
How about now? Is that better?
It's a little better.
A little better. I can't go any higher than that.
Talk loud. Use that big mouth. Talk loud.
Toddler in the back.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
So for those following up, Danny Dan.
So you can't connect it?
No. Goodbye.
So I'm actually going to make chowder.
I have never made chowder.
Chowder is really simple, but chowder can be relentlessly expensive. Because the old, fish chowder, a piece of cod, back in the day, a hunk of cod, a little bit of water, a little bit of milk, a little bit of butter, salt, and pepper.
Mm-hmm.
That was soup. And it was, plentiful and abundant, and everybody loved it. These days, a pound of cod is $8.99. Some shrimp is $6.99. Piece of halibut is $10,000. Lobster, I think, is $9.99 a pound. So I'm not putting any of that in tonight. But yeah, it can add up pretty quick for something that kind of started off as a poor meal. Trudy left, which is great. So for something that kind of starts off as a inexpensive meal, tends to add up. Welcome back.
All right, glitched.
Swiping on your phone?
No, it glitched. I don't know what happened. It froze.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
That's no fun. Bree says, this is what I call camouflage. So in my pot, I am heating up some butter. and I'm going to cut up an onion. Now, this recipe calls for bacon, but kind of a purist. I really don't want bacon in it at all.
Really?
Yeah, there's going to be. So I'm adding clams and shrimp and cod. So I'm okay
Where
for
you
my.
are you able to get like fresh clams and stuff, or is this all like, do you have to buy canned ones?
I did buy canned clams.
Mm-hmm.
Clams are not in season right now here,
Okay.
but I was able to get fresh fresh cod
Nice.
and fresh shrimps. So the shrimps are actually deveined. So I'm going to kind of cut them up near the end and just add them. So my onions here are very small.
Okay.
I want them to blend. I don't want them to get, I don't want the mouthfeel to be onion based
Yeah.
or potato based. So even the potatoes that I cut are pretty small.
So chowders where you are they a little more like creamy based or more like stocky based?
Cream.
Okay.
Cream. And it's in New England. I'm in New England.
Yes.
You are not allowed in New England to make a chowder or a fish stew with tomato.
Okay.
You cannot go, well, I'm sure you can because people are rebels, but you're not supposed to be able to go anywhere in New England and get a Manhattan clam chowder because it's disgusting. Very.
Okay, but are we gonna have the chowder debate? I'm Canadian, it's chowder. It's chowder here.
I'm going to say chowder.
Chowder?
Yeah, only because, I have to hide.
Amy's chowder.
Chowder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Simpson set the stage up, I'm sure, to be, kind of a bone of contention with a lot of New Englanders. It's chowder. Chowder.
I like chowder, but I find the cream-based ones just too rich for me. Like I find,
Oh,
that's why I like the tomato-based ones, the stock-based ones, because I just find the cream ones too rich. Cheers, bro.
Oh, I'm drinking some box wine. It's good.
Let me get into that if I can crawl my butt up the stairs later after I finish this.
I figure after 10 milligrams, you're not crawling up anywhere.
These drinks are like the best invention.
Yeah. So I do have to tell a story about you and your THC. Where you are, THC is very, very legal.
Yes.
Yeah, medicinally, recreationally, all you know. Well, when we were kids, it was not. And I was the pothead. And you were not.
Exactly.
You were the stealing.
I waited till middle age to indulge.
Yeah, you were drinking wine and stuff. I wasn't. I mean, I drank beer because it was a cool thing to do. But
Yeah.
Sean, my buddy, and I did a lot of drugs. Lots of drugs. Not crazy. Not crazy. I mean, I never blew a dude. No, I didn't. So you have to go back in the vault there because you never know what you're going to forget after all the LSD.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, we did tons of dope back in the day. But yeah, I was at school. I think I was in grade 11, so like sophomore for our American friends. And yeah, I was smoking a big hash joint behind a corner store and what was it? Like a mechanic shop.
I don't want to say the town, but is that where we moved to from where we moved from?
Yeah, so the high school, Banting.
Okay, across the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was smoking a joint, and I did something to annoy my sister. So my sister, in her annoyance,
Tell surprise.
Said, Mike was smoking joints behind the car shop at school.
Yes, I did. I remember doing that too. I ratted on you so hard.
Yep.
Sure did.
I came home, and I was actually still high. Because John, Jack, and I, we had quite a bit of hash back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
I got home and I was hitchhiking back in those days too. Hitchhiking everywhere. But yeah, I got home, still pretty fucked up. And Mom and Dad are like, we need to sit down and have a conversation with you. And I'm like, if you have some Doritos, that'd be great.
We were such
So
smart asses. Our poor parents.
I'm adding onions right to
Smart
fire.
asses.
So I sit down, and it was like a weird conversation, but it was kind of like, trying to get me to admit that I was smoking weed. And they're like, we heard you were smoking weed. And I'm like, yeah, we'll treat you drinks and drives.
I never, ever.
What am I supposed to say in that scenario? It's true. These days. So the reason I'm telling this story is because my sister is a psychopath, drug abusing crack whore. Who's always on the weed. And I'm a goody two-shoes.
It's true.
Yeah.
See, I find it like, I never start, like, I was staunchly against it till I got sick and they put me on awful, awful, awful painkillers. And I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
This was safer to me than that. So, and then I got better, but then I realized, hey, this is kind of fun too.
It's funny how that works out.
Mm-hmm. And now it's legal. I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, so actually, I have to say, as you're cooking your onions down in butter, don't saute them. Just let them kind of cook a little bit. And when they're about a third, add your cut up potatoes. You want your onions. You want your taters tasting like onions. Taters are great. You can boil them, mash them, put them in a stew. Do you know what that's from?
No.
Lord of the Rings. It's weird because I'm not a virgin and I know that.
I'm not a big Lord of the Rings person.
No?
No, I don't know. I've seen them all, but not like Harry Potter. I've seen them all, but I'm not like a diehard.
I know your favorite movie. You want me to say what your favorite movie is?
Beauty and the Beast.
See, I was going to say The Beauty and the Beast or Rocky Horror.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. And for the folks watching, how many times have you seen Beauty and the Beast? Ballpark?
Every version of it. Like I've seen it on Broadway. I've seen it in the movies. I've seen every incantation of it ever. I know it word for word. It's an illness.
Okay. And have you never thought about Belle and the Beast having sex and the Beast just tearing her completely apart? Because the genetics don't really work out there.
Well, I would like to think that by the time that happened, he had turned human. So, problem solved.
See, at least in Shrek, she became an ogre, so it was like much more compatible. But it was also pretty weird because the king turned out to be a frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and the Beauty and the Beast was fun to see, like the new version that they came out with in 2017, 16. It was fun to watch in AVX in the movie theater because you sit in the seats that like vibrate and like when you're in like an explosion movie, they're like horrible, but in that movie they were dancey. So when they danced, you swayed and stuff. It was kind of cool.
Marie is agreeing with you in the chat. She says that good movie. I also loved the live action one.
Same.
I want to see a live action one at the zoo where they just get like a really hot like person into the pit and see if they fall in love.
Nice. See, and the live action one, if you don't know, a lot of the songs and a lot of the melodies are from the Broadway show. So if you watch the live action one and you've seen the Broadway show, a lot of the melodies are taken from the Broadway show. Yeah, it's just, I love it. I love it. It makes me happy.
So if you're cooking along, you have potatoes in the pot, and you have onions in the pot with butter at medium heat, and you're cooking the potatoes and the onions and butter together. You haven't added anything else yet.
Is there much in the way of like spices in it? Because I'm not hearing any like garlic or.
You wouldn't put garlic in it.
No.
No. Thyme is a good one. Bay is a good one.
Oh yeah, thyme would be good in that. Yeah, for sure. Even some tarragon would be good in that.
Marjorie's fresh thyme.
Oh, right on.
Marjorie's also pretty good.
Mhm.
But you want, it's like when you add bacon. Like I think honestly, when you add bacon to it, it's gonna taste like bacon.
Yeah.
I want it to taste like fish.
Yeah. Agreed.
My smoking hot wife is in the background.
Hi, smoking hot sister-in-law.
Where's my sister-in-law?
Sorry, go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good. Smelled
He's
all
cooking
of
for
the
ya.
smells, and it was kind of weird to come out of the bedroom and just hear Mike talking about never having done things.
Like what? Oh,
It was the first thing I heard when I opened the door. So.
in context, that was about drugs.
Oh, okay. Well, I had no context, so thank you.
In more
He's making
context,
fun of me.
that's from the movie with Dave Chappelle.
Uh-huh.
His name Bob Saget, God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
You're addicted to marijuana? Have you ever sucked dick for marijuana?
Okay. Well, that makes a little bit more sense now. Thank you.
My humor is often out there.
Yeah.
It takes a special kind of lady to put up with your humor.
That's fair. And Bree, you gotta go see Broadway. It's amazing. I've heard it's amazing. I've never been to Broadway because it's hard to bring you in public. It's hard to bring you out in public, but
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Broadway's fun. We saw Lion King on Broadway. Awesome. Miss Saigon I saw on Broadway. That was awesome.
in Miss
When we
Saigon,
lived
did
in
they do
Toronto,
the
I loved to go to
helicopter
those.
crashing scene in Miss Saigon?
Oh, it was amazing. Mm-hmm.
Years ago, I saw Stomp. That was really fun.
Yeah, I saw stuff a long time ago.
The closest we got for a while was going to plays. Remember, Mike, in Toronto for school at Young People's Theater, I think.
Jacob
Did I
Tutu.
do them all? Jacob Tutu, that was my favorite.
Sure.
If you're cooking at home, I just added a can of minced clams, all juice and clams, whole tin. And if it's not seafoody enough, which it should be, stock.
Do you seafood stock in it too?
Yeah. If it needs it, I haven't made. Actually, to be fair, the last time that a clam chowder was made, it was Amy who made it, and it was unbelievably good.
And
So-
I just kept adding clams and butter until it tasted better.
You sit down at a dinner table.
Cannot go wrong. I admire your method.
Bree, send me your address in DM. I'll send you some clam cams. Jesus. Some canned clams. They're really common around here. Really common.
When I come down there, you better make that. And I want to go and eat lobster like at the beach.
Oh, I have you covered, girlfriend. Oh yes.
When I come down there, we're doing that.
First thing I have to do is take off the antennas. Antennae.
Okay.
It's just a little bit too much. But I just take off the antennae and then go to town. It's wonderful.
I cannot wait. And my boys both like lobster, which pisses me off because it costs me more because I have to buy some to share with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, my boys like crab and shrimp and lobster, and
We're gonna take you to the best tourist traps.
I'm in. I'll bring my fanny pack and my binoculars so I can look like a total tourist. And we'll do it.
I'll buy you a T-shirt. You won't look like a tourist. I'll buy you and the boys and hubby each a T-shirt. You won't look like tourists.
I'm in.
I'm
That
so.
can hook me up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are the T-shirts that I got Steve? They come in here.
Oh yeah. Oh no. So they're just ultra American t-shirts, like screaming bald
4th
eagles.
of July.
Only if I bring some Canadian ones and you wear like beavers on your shirts. And you gotta wear two.
He has a beaver t-shirt. I almost asked him to wear it tonight.
Man, okay, then I'll figure out something else. I'll put a big old Trudeau on a t-shirt for you.
I'm not sure that's popular in Canada either.
No, he's not very popular here right now.
smell that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
So clams are doing great. They get to stay. I'm going to take a little bit of time. I'm trying to hit that with like a quarter size of the salt. Just little tiny bit of salt.
So is this something like you would make on a normal weeknight after work, or is this something that's a bit more labor intensive?
It's actually like I'm doing step by step here. When you're used to it, this literally is 15 minutes to make, and then a half hour to stew.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and you're good to go. It's really easy to make. It's tougher to make when you have to do steps.
Yeah.
Let me scooch in there just beside you. Thank you. A little bit of time. And now the fish. So I have to get a rubber glove.
I'm gonna make this. You gotta like write this down for me because I'm not taking notes, but I definitely want to try making this.
Yeah, there's a recipe. I think it didn't come over very well, but when I have a little bit of time, I'll read you the recipe.
That's cool.
But
did you use the Kosher Fisherman Wives cookbook?
this is just me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
I looked up a little bit of stuff online and was like, I can do that. Gloves, kitchen gloves. Turn that down. Thank you. Kitchen gloves, super important.
Yes, yes.
I never have gloves in my kitchen. I need to get some gloves in my kitchen.
So I don't have to wash my hands 50 times in a row.
I like totally just
Well, that's it. I don't know how many times I've thought, geez, I could use some gloves right now, and I just never. One of those things.
Nice big fillet of cod.
Nice. You know the Codfish Dan song.
The what?
Codfish Dan song.
Oh my God.
Codfish Dan from Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Dreamt that he had 3 wishes. I can't remember. Who remembers the Codfish Dan song? I think it's a Canadian Newfoundland thing.
Yeah, well, as
He's from Newfoundland.
long as you're not singing Northern Pikes all day long again.
I still have them in my Spotify.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy them. Oh, we didn't know you were there. Morgan's here with me.
So the important thing with your fish, the process to cook the fish is technically going to be kind of like boiling, I guess you say. But there's a name for it that isn't boiling. I wish Bryce was here. He's laughing.
Poaching. Poaching.
Goodness.
Poaching.
Are you yelling at the dog?
No, I'm yelling at you.
Oh. So I'm just taking the fish because it's going to break up anyways. So you don't have to be overly meticulous about cutting it, but you want it to be cut well enough so it integrates and cooks.
So you'll pour like flakes of it instead of like chunks?
See it?
Why don't you show a chunk for the camera?
Chunk.
But when it cooks, is it going to flake or is it going to stay that shape?
It's going to flake. And if you're a newfie, you know what that is. Kiss the cod.
Later.
Are you seriously talking to your dog?
So we just built this bed. I'm in my basement. We just put a room in our basement. So like we just built this bed and the whole thing. So the deal is we don't want the dog on the bed. So I'm sitting on it and I'm trying to, she's allowed on our bed upstairs, like in our room, but she's not allowed on this bed. It's too high for her. She tries to jump off, she'll hurt herself. She's just a corgi, so she just got little legs.
Push it down. Because we just got to get that tool boil. So fish in. You're going to put in some stock. Seafood stock. Nothing fancy. Well, you're only going to put it to the very top of the fish. You're not going to put it underneath. Pat the fish down so it's covered in liquid, and get it up to a boil. And as soon as it's up to a boil, drop it down.
Do the tempo?
Yeah, just until we get a bubble. What's Bree saying? You know, Bree, you're right. Canned clams on pizza, that'd be canned clams, garlic. Amy makes like a clam dip that would literally slap your grandma in the face. So good. Like literally slap.
It took me a lot of years to like clams. I think it was a texture thing.
Real close. So.
I like them now.
So what I love is steamers, but for the clam
Hold
dip,
on. Tell them what steamers are.
oh, well, what they actually are or what you say they are?
No.
Delicious boogers.
You tell them what they are, then I'll tell them what I think they are.
Well, they're steamed clams. So you just boil them in clam broth and they open up and just, okay, so it's a process. And I will teach you this when you come. But there's a neck and you pull off like this black covering on the neck and then you dip it in butter and eat it whole.
Torture is also a process.
Really? Okay, I'll try it. I'll try anything once.
We'll split a plate. I promise. You'll like it.
I'm
and
there.
If you don't, then I will happily eat the rest of it. So
I hear fried clams are like the bomb. Like deep fried clams, I hear are like amazing.
oh my goodness, especially when the bellies pop in your mouth, which really grosses him.
yeah, nothing like something like
Wait, you lost me right there.
nothing like warm and salty at the back of your throat. I'm sure you're used to that, Shirley.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm getting a little flush.
It's delicious. It's wonderful.
I'll try it.
We'll have that overlooking the ocean in Marblehead, and it'll be perfect.
Well, I'm heaving into the ocean.
So we should probably get a seat out on the deck.
Mm-hmm. So
Nice.
now here's my take on steamers. Steamers are actually very tasty.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They're very tasty because they have like a delicious, like kind of like salty brine that you have to rinse them with. But then you kind of dip them in butter, and they do taste good. The problem with steamers is that if you've ever sneezed in the wintertime and launched a booger out of your face, that's what they look like. And they come in two forms. Well, they come like neck and belly. So the neck is attached. I love the neck. I think the neck is very, very tasty.
It's tough.
It's got a great chew. The belly, when they cook it, like liquid goes inside the belly. And remember the bubble gum back in the day, cum gum?
Yes. Gushers or what? Not gushers. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Gushers or whatever they're called now. We used to call it cum gum. But you bite into it and it splashes in your mouth. And there's nothing wrong with that because it tastes good. But it's a weird thing. So when you get it, they give you these clams, these steamers.
Yeah.
And then they give you salted water, like brine, to dip them in. But the reason that you have to dip them in brine is because they're so fresh.
And salty, sandy.
Yeah, so fresh and sandy that you have to clean them. And the only way you can do that is by dipping them in this beautiful warm brine.
Because the salt makes them push the sand out, right?
Yeah. But let's say you don't do it well enough, you're chewing on a handful of sand. So you know how impatient I am when I eat.
Mm.
Mongo want chew, right? So
yes.
Yeah.
Just have to slow down. It's the patience is worth it. You'll like it, I promise.
I'm in. I'll try anything.
Yep, just one of the New England delicacies.
All right, so I have a boil going on. Turn that up a little bit. The boil, after you add your fish, the boil is going to stay for literally 10 minutes. That 10 minutes is going to poach your fish, cook your fish. Yeah, because you don't want a deep chew on your fish. You kind of want it to fall apart in your face.
I find that's the hardest thing about cooking fish is I overcook it and it turns out like being.
We eat a lot of seafood. Well, we don't eat as much as we should, or as we
As much
could.
as we used to.
Yeah, but
Thanks, COVID.
yeah, whenever there's like salmon this week, salmon is on sale at our local grocery store. for $7.99 a pound. And I'm not going to buy it
Holy smokes.
because if it isn't $5.99 a pound, they can fuck off.
You get those prices here. You can't get a can of salmon here for that price.
No joke.
Mm-hmm.
We're lucky to be here. Like when you come down, we're going to take you to, the craziest tourist spots for lobster. Right?
That's awesome.
And they're great. And experientially, you have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But we're literally going to have to mortgage the house to do it. Not teasing. I'm teasing.
It's not that bad.
The house is already double mortgaged. No.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
I try to buy lobster tails here. I can't get a tail. Not they're that size or smaller, and they're like $11, $12.
No, I think tails here they're $7.99 for a full tab. But they're chicken lobsters though. They're like 1 pound lobsters. So it's not a big she's drinking? THC soda.
Oh.
It's not soda, it's juice.
She's asking if they ship.
Yeah, if I get them across the border when I come, I would, but
That may cause some.
I'm not in the mood to be arrested for smuggling.
Yeah.
How come you don't do that?
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be a good thing.
No.
Ooh. Why tax on that?
I prefer my sister-in-law to be not incarcerated.
You don't want to bail me out. You'll get one of those calls from the border agency. Are you expecting someone today with, yeah.
I love those shows.
Same. Me too. Border security and stuff, I'm addicted.
Oh, it was too. And also Locked Up Abroad.
Oh my God.
Go for it.
What's next?
This is it.
Oh.
No, come on. If they call me and they ask, "Are you expecting anybody?" I'm going to say no.
Absolutely say no.
Yeah.
100% say no.
And I'm going to say my identity was stolen by a human trafficking organization.
Exactly.
That just brings sluts into the United States from Canada.
Hey, sluts, they're a huge commodity.
Fair.
Yeah.
So we've had a good boil. Fish is nice. Oh, I'm going to give these a rough. Okay.
I would give him a rough chop. So he bought shrimp at the grocery store that was already pre-cooked, deveined. Very important to devein the shrimp first.
Agreed.
Just giving them a quick rough chop. Just because while you're eating soup, you don't want to have a huge whole shrimp in your mouth.
That makes sense.
That's a
I can't even repeat that.
Yeah, and the second I said that, I was like, he's going to pick up on that real quick. He's very
You
good.
can't leave the door open for him because he's just going to storm right through it.
Oh, constantly.
Of course.
I told him he doesn't have to be funny all the time.
She's lying. She's fibbing.
No, I'm not.
My comedy is everything.
That is true.
Stu, what am I going to do?
What's next?
Where's my time? My bag of time. It's right behind something, Yeah. But for a little bit more.
Do you have anything with this, like crusty bread or crackers or?
See, tell them about the crackers.
What's with the crackers?
So I love
There's a cracker story.
I hope he got them. I don't know if he did.
Couldn't find them.
Oh, we didn't get them. Aw. Traditionally, they'd be served with oyster crackers in the restaurant. So wherever we go, a seafood restaurant, if we get chowder, the restaurant will always give you these little packets of crackers, oyster crackers. And if I didn't eat them, I would stash them in my pocketbook first.
Wrong.
Well, I would stash them in my pocketbook, then they would ultimately end up in the back of the truck. Like, I'll have these later. I'm going to keep them. So Mike was cleaning out his truck, and he found, 14, 16?
Minimum.
At minimum, little packets of oyster crackers.
Oh my God. And now with a toddler, it's going to be goldfish crackers.
And I told him, I'm going to eat them. I'm going to eat them absolutely. And did I? No, they just built up. So
Yeah.
I literally will look in my truck. Our truck.
no, it's your truck.
She likes driving my truck more. What do you think?
Great. Can't wait for the cream though.
Look at the fish flavor.
It's good. It's not over, the fish flavor isn't overwhelmingly strong.
Okay.
It's not like, how much butter did you add in?
Half stick.
Oh, good.
Do you want more?
No, I don't think it needs more than that.
Are you gonna put all that cream in there? Can't read it because I'm blind as a bat. It was heavy cream.
So this is half and half. I'm going to add a full thing of half and half right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's 16 ounces of half and half.
Cool.
You went fancy and got name brand.
Whoa, big spender. It's a special occasion.
Nothing but the best for unicorn, baby.
Exactly.
What else do you think? It's funny because y'all can't see, but I'm literally asking her, like, can you look?
She's the pro. She's, this is her area of expertise.
Can I turn the light on? Yeah.
So if you go and get clam chowder at different places, they're going to be basically two different varieties. It's going to either be super thick and chunky and wonderful, and you dip your spoon in and it comes out completely coated, right? And
Stands up straight.
that is my favorite. It's probably not the healthier version, but that's my favorite. But then there's also the kind where it's basically a broth, ingredients in a fish, like a creamy fish broth, which is good too. But this
And that's the kind I like.
Yeah.
I'm in that version because I find the thick stuff is just too rich for me. So I like the brothier one.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see that. And this is definitely on that side, so it's up your alley.
This is because Trudy spent so much time in a brothel.
Oh my god!
What?
Where's the stirring?
Oh, it's in here. Just grab a new one. It's only on the cutting board. Doesn't matter. No.
I think maybe I should turn up the heat.
Great. Yeah,
Back up to a boil.
yeah. So after you add in your cream, yeah, Bree is agreeing. Broth is best. Well, it's because you're in brothel too, young lady. It's not that of you.
Bree, don't take any of his shit.
And this is really more of a seafood.
Yeah, this is
chowder
a seafood
than
chowder.
a traditional clam chowder.
Because clam chowder is easy. Whole bunch of clams. Who are you talking to on your phone? Jesus Christ! Everybody can tell you're looking down.
Me?
Yeah, you.
No, I'm looking through my bifocals. I swear to God, I can't see shit. So I'm looking through I'm trying to find. Shut up! Don't judge me.
Yeah, this is definitely more of a fish chowder or seafood chowder than the traditional clam.
We need more cream. You think that's good?
I do think that this is good for the thinner kind of broth.
Yeah.
If we're not going to be thickening enough at all.
I wasn't planning. I could do a flour thickener, but
No.
So yeah, you put in your cream. Cream has a lot of milk fat, so you can't let the temperature get up, or else it's going to burn. It's going to brown at the bottom of your pot, even if you're using a fantastic Dutchie. But you get it in. The temperature of it obviously knocks it down, and then you get it back up to a boil, and then back to your simmer. So you're literally taking shit up and down through this entire process.
Okay.
But that being said, we're 45 minutes in. This soup, if I was paying more attention, it would be completely done. Bree says, hell no. What? Amy we have a New England cookbook.
I feel like it just needs something.
Yeah.
This is the Fisherman Wives Cookbook from Gloucester.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's put together. It's from the 70s, put together by fishermen's wives. So it's kind of authentic. Oh, it calls for peas.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, I'm looking at a different recipe.
Okay.
No peas.
I could do like corn.
Ugh,
Yeah, I can see that.
disgusting.
Is there any pepper?
I added a little bit of pepper to it.
I think it needs more pepper, babe. Yeah.
Now, will Sean eat this?
I'm sorry?
Will Sean eat this?
Probably. It would just be, the liquid be a little bit too messy. So I'll just fish out the
Make him
chunk.
eat it in the bathtub
Yeah. Oh, God.
with the
Well,
shower.
he just like to take baths with his potatoes.
Yeah.
He's definitely got an affinity for vegetables.
Exactly. I would add some paprika as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm asking Mike to add some more pepper. I'm also thinking a little bit more salt and also paprika. Or is it paprika?
Paprika.
Paprika, okay.
Paprika. That's how I say it. Paprika. Smoked paprika.
Paprika.
Tomato, tomato. I wasn't
Some
sure.
season salt might be
I
good.
didn't want to get a faux pas on national television.
Quarter teaspoon paprika. Okay.
Yeah, just not too crazy, but just enough.
And then more salt.
Yeah, just not crazy, but
Potatoes suck up salt. That's the problem.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's good to go.
Just gonna let this come together for a few more minutes. Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, it's beautiful. I'll show when we do plating. It does look fantastic. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you want to turn it down so it's not bubbling so much?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to stir it while it's bubbling just to kind of reduce it a little bit.
Sure.
Just because that's my preference. That it not be.
Happy wife, happy life.
Get that tattooed on you.
Oh, shit.
How long did it take you? How long did it take for you to learn that little tidbit?
Happy sister, go fuck yourself.
Ooh. And parsley?
Parsley, no.
Dried parsley?
Mm-mm. Tried parsley first? No. There's nothing better than watching honey budding stir.
I'm just perfecting what you already perfected.
It smells really good.
It does. It's great.
Do you want more butter in it? I'm not sure if it needs a
I don't think it needs more butter. Because then I think that would just make it greasy rather than adding flavor to it.
allspice.
It was in the cookbook.
So add some allspice.
I don't know. I'm really skeptical. It smells like Christmas.
Yeah, allspice tends to be, but it's sharp. A little bit though.
I'm not gonna.
Try it after the paprika.
No.
Because paprika should add like a little bit of a smoke to it.
Okay.
See, my automatic thought when I go fish is dill. I don't know.
Absolutely.
We have enough dill.
Oh, sure they do.
So yeah, there's a dill story. Woohoo!
So I'm kind of in love with dill.
Okay.
I put it on everything. I put it on salads, tuna, potatoes.
It's awesome in coleslaw, I'm telling you. Nice.
That is a good call. Hands that over to me right now.
It's
It's
literally
awesome in coleslaw.
Yeah, it really came together very well.
Are you putting dill in the entire thing?
No.
You can, whatever you think is appropriate.
I think I'll just add it to the top as an accoutrement to make it Insta worthy.
Because everything we do for the gram.
But since we don't have crackers, could make some toast or something. You know?
No. Do you want bread?
No, that would be typical
Yeah.
or traditional.
Did you know instead of crackers?
Crusty roll with way too much butter on it to dip in.
Yes.
And then the butter melts into the roll from the hot soup.
My kids use Tostitos now instead of crackers.
Tostitos?
Really?
Tostitos. So in their chicken soup or in their chicken noodle soup, they crush up Tostitos in their soup.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Awesome. We had a cracker shortage here, believe it or not, with everything else. Our cereal aisles are bare. Can't get Lay's potato chips to save our lives, and there was a Premium Plus crackers shortage of 2022.
Jesus.
So you have to improvise.
Aren't Lay's grown in Alliston, for God's sakes? How are they short on potatoes?
They're not short on potatoes, but apparently something happened where the manufacturer raised the price.
Oh.
Or somebody raised the price and the grocery stores aren't willing to pay it, so they just stop shipping altogether. And then we have these freedom fighter convoy fucktards blocking borders.
So stupid. Oh my
So
god.
embarrassing. So embarrassing to be Canadian right now.
Honk your horn for freedom.
Honest to God. If I have to see one more fuck Trudeau bumper sticker, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets out there.
But he has great hair.
I mean, he's whatever. Guy's great. I mean, people can hate me all you want. I mean, but they look at Toronto and they say, oh, Rob Ford, Doug Ford, the Ford family, the Ford.
Yeah.
Great. The teachers' unions, which are literally, God bless teachers, don't get me wrong, but, they're worse than biker gangs, for God's sakes.
Crazy world we live in, man. I just can't wait until, 10 years down the road and we're all sitting around a campfire or on a Zoom call, remembering the way it used to be and thanking, whoever that it's better.
So how you feeling now that you got 10 milligrams in you?
I'm struggling with my bifocals.
Yeah, because you've developed a tolerance over the years of your drug use.
Michael.
Yeah.
I got in trouble for that one.
All I know is my neck doesn't hurt right now. The arthritis on my neck has been so bad today.
Yeah.
Arthritis in my bifocals. Jesus Christ.
Well, if you're 700 years old, that's going to...
I'm talking about my arthritis and my bifocals. This is just wrong. Wrong. But from the whiplash when we got one in that accident when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
A couple times a year, it just screws me up.
You guys got in a car accident?
Yeah. We got rear-ended by the dude on what, Dundas?
Yes.
Ooh.
I was 17. He was 16. We were on March break, so it would have been this time of year.
Yeah.
We were on March break visiting our friends because we had just moved from Toronto out of town, so we went back to visit. And we were sitting at a red light, and a dude rear-ended us doing 80.
Oh yeah, he was flying.
No.
Love
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, but
It
still.
was bad.
Yeah, 55.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, he was smoking and he dropped his cigarette and he bent down to get it and just rear-ended us. He hit us so hard that I was driving, Mike was passenger. Both of our seats collapsed, so we ended up laying down and the ashtray came flying out of the dash between us.
Oh, jeez.
And we didn't know any better to stay put. I was 17, he was 6. Like I said, we were young.
Yeah.
So we didn't know to stay put, and my first thought was we have to call my mom or my dad. And of course, no cell phones back then. That would have been what, 89?
No, 89.
90. No, it was probably 90. So yeah, there's no cell phones or anything. So we walked across to the furniture store across the road. Remember?
Yeah, wasn't there a hotel?
No, it's a furniture store.
A furniture store?
I remember it being a furniture store, and we called Dad, and he lost shit on the phone.
Yeah.
I don't think he realized how serious it was.
Yeah. Wow.
And so Mom and Dad got there and took us to the hospital. But yeah, that was crazy.
So the soup is done.
Nice. I want to see it.
Amy is putting on her dill.
I'm being conservative just for the camera because.
Well, you can always add more.
We'll show.
That looks good.
I'll show yours.
Looks really good.
Hold on. Okay, there's the money shot.
There you go. That's awesome.
Oh, careful. Only for your hands. The only reason why I was saying careful. It's unbelievably good. Yeah.
You were such a picky eater growing up. I wouldn't think that this would be something you liked.
Well, the only vegetable I don't eat now is cauliflower. Cauliflower. Can't stand it.
I got Daniel D. Brussels sprouts tonight for the first time and liked them.
Probably my favorite vegetable on earth.
All I did was just oil them, salt and pepper, in the air fryer. They were so crispy and so yummy.
Well, kind of a weird show, but when things get broken, you fix them. You make do. You make soup. You rely on your stoner sister.
Oh, shut up. I'm here anytime.
Well, if at any point you're cooking along, tag us, #UnicornChef. If you want to tag us on Facebook or Instagram, anywhere else, lots of people are looking. So have fun with your social media experience. Generally, we engage. I'll probably talk to you about ketchup or Crocs, one or the other. Donate to your local SPCA. Take care of them. Pets need us. We need them. Be mindful of our friends in the Ukraine. They need all our love, support, and ammunition. Sure, do you have any closing words, any closing wisdom?
Thank you for having me. I know you like to promote donating to charities. My favorite one's the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. That's where I donate a couple times a year too. So
The Hospitals for Sick Children is great. It's actually helped Trudy quite a bit overcome her addiction to marijuana. So
sure. One of these days, brother. One of these days.
it looks like she's in her 50s, but technically she's really 11. So the Hospital for Sick Children it's good.
I'm not even in my 50s, so let's not go there yet.
Well, when you're in your 60s, you're not in your 50s. That much is true. So thank you for qualifying that.
Punch him, Aim. Punch him.
Oh, don't worry, I've got it.
Till next week, we shall see you again. Adieu.
Good night.